Hello Team Elevate, how are you doing? Today it is yet another Wednesday when I bring you an exciting episode in Career Talks with Karen. If you desire to elevate your career, whether you're in employment or in business or in any other form of engagement that you are in, if you desire to grow, elevate your career, progress, then you are in the right place. Welcome to Career Talks with Karen, because that is what we do here. Of course, I would like you to subscribe onto this channel, like, comment, share, press the notification bell so that when I upload a new episode, you are the first to get notified and you will not miss it. In today's episode, I have been told, I have received feedback. So a couple of weeks ago, I did some episodes on employer red flags. What are the things that when you see, you need to run away from that employer? Now, of course, you, my viewers, have given me feedback that I need to do something on green flags. What are those things that when you see during the hiring process or even with your employer, you can know that you're in the right place? You can put tick, weka tick. That is what we'll be talking about today. So welcome to this channel and let's get started. Career Talks with Karen. All right, so what are those green flags? Now, this will be quite brief, and I have really tried to, I didn't initially talk about the green flags because I felt they would just be the opposite of the red flags. But I've tried as much as possible not to have them as just opposite of the red flags, and I've tried to put some snippets. Some of them will be opposites, but others will indeed be a fresh idea. And as I give you the green flags, also write in the comment section, what are some of the green flags that you saw during your hiring process or even in your employer right now? And when you see that, you're like, yeah, this is a good place to be in. So let's get started. The first thing is when they provide you a job description, and that job description is detailed, it is clear, and it is conclusive. What do I mean? If someone is trying to hire you and they provide you a job description which is clear, it helps you know what your role is about. It helps you know who you're reporting to, who is reporting to you, what are the reporting lines like. It helps you even know that you qualified for the job because you can see the job qualifications in there. Such a job is actually very clear and conclusive. And when you see that in a hiring process, that's a good thing. The second thing is when the employer is transparent about salaries and benefits. So this is a controversial issue because employers will sometimes want to be upfront or not about their salaries and benefits. But for me, I think an employer who is just upfront about this, they are ready to tell you this is how much you'll be earning. This is, where we place this role according to our salary bands or according to the grades. This is where this level falls and we pay on the minimum. And this is what the minimum means for you. It is 400,000 or 200,000 or 60,000. And then you can know upfront. Then they go ahead and explain the medical, the pension, every other benefits that are involved. They give you the percentages. They tell you what is discretionary and what is not discretionary upfront. I think that is a very, very good sign because this is an employer who is confident about what they're offering you. They're not just telling you it's a competitive salary. They're telling you how competitive it is. I think that's a good thing. The other green flag is when the interview process or the interviewer is respectful of your time and your schedule. So, of course, we said that a tardy recruitment process or a tardy interview process can be a red flag about that employer. But when you get an interviewer who is respectful of your time, they come on time into the interviews, they end on time, they even will be keen to ask you about your availability before scheduling. They don't just go and put something in your calendar for next week and probably you had planned your family holiday. I have experienced some very good interviewers who call me and they tell me would like to book an interview with you. Is Wednesday 4 p.m. or 3 a.m. 3 p.m. okay with you? What hour would work? And they even give you options and you're able to select. That's a good thing because this is somebody who recognizes that you are a professional. You have things that you're doing and you are not just seated waiting for your call. That is actually a good thing. The other thing is learning, development, and career path opportunities clearly outlined during the interview. They can tell you what the growth prospects within the role are during the interview. They're upfront about promotions. They're upfront about learning and development. They're upfront about career opportunities, about mentorship, about coaching during the interview process. That's a good thing because these are some of the things that employers don't want to talk about and they're hiding because they're hiding something. But if somebody is upfront about it, that means this is a great employer to work for. So that is something to watch out for. And if you don't see it coming upfront, you may ask. And given the answer that the interviewer will give you, then you will know know whether you're dealing with a green flag or a red flag. The other thing is when an interviewer isn't afraid to be real about the challenges of the job. They can tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly about that job. Of course, there is no job that is just rosy. Actually, we get into jobs to solve problems. So there is a lot of problems, inconveniences, decision making that needs to be done within a job. There are challenges within any job. But if an employer is upfront about it and they can tell you the challenges you're going to face, that means that they are being very real about that job, and they are painting the full picture. They're telling you what is good about this job and also what will be challenging, so you can prepare yourself. They're not only telling you the good thing, like a salesperson who's only telling you the good thing, but they're not telling you the downside of whatever it is that they're selling. When somebody is upfront about the challenges, that means that they're genuine and they recognize that this task, this job even has challenges. And I've sat in interviews where even some of the interviewers have told me the biggest challenge with this role has been this thing, and we don't know how you're going to do it, but you come and try. They're even acknowledging that you're not just coming with all the solutions in the world. They're also acknowledging this is a challenge, but you come and let's see what ideas you may have around this. I always feel safe around such an interviewer, and I feel safe about the job when somebody says that. So that's a green flag. The other thing is when an interview feels like a conversation and not an interrogation, and especially when you're mid-senior to top level. You don't want somebody interrogating you like a nursery school child. You actually want a conversation. It even shows respect, because this candidate, you as a candidate, you're already coming in with experience. You're coming in with knowledge, qualifications. So this is not nursery school where you're asking me A, B, C, or D. Is it green, blue, or yellow? It's not like that. It's not an interrogation. It's a conversation. So when people are conversing with you, it really shows that they are open to even hearing from you and learning from you. And even should you not be successful in that interview, there's just a certain warmth and camaraderie that comes with somebody who is seeking a conversation as opposed to an interrogation. Every time, an interrogation feels like you're actually condescending. You're looking down on me. You're despising me. You don't think I'm good enough. So you're just, asking the questions, and is it yes or no? Is it this or that? And you're even cutting short the interviewer. Of course, that shows a lot of disrespect happening somewhere. But when it is conversational and it just feels like you two are partnering parties, none is above the other, it's actually a very good environment for an interview, and that's a green flag. The other green flag is history of hiring former interns or even former attaches. Usually attaches, interns, apprentices, these are people who join the organization on short-term basis. But if this organization has a history of hiring those people, after their internship, you can find maybe 20%, 40%, 30% of those that intern have gotten actually permanent placements with that organization. That's an organization that is keen on growing its people. They're keen on growing you, and they're also keen on you coming with your weaknesses, but they're able to fix one or two things. They're committed to helping you develop around even your weaknesses as you continue to take your strengths to advantage. So what does this mean? If you're going to find a place where all their interns, none of them is ever hired, that would mean one thing: either this is an organization that is not committed to developing people, or it is too toxic that even the interns would not take a work opportunity with this organization. They will not pursue a work opportunity with this organization. But if they're actively hiring their trainees, their interns, and all of that, that's a green flag. Of course, not all. They cannot hire all, because usually it's all about vacancy. But at least there has to be commitment towards hiring a few, hiring some. That's a green flag. The last one that I will share is a positive work culture and happy employees. So sometimes, as the person who is being hired, why don't you do a little bit background research on this organization? Get to find its employees. And LinkedIn is actually a very safe space to do that. Sometimes I just search people by their organization, and when I find them, I tell them that, I would like to know what's the culture of this place, what's the working environment like, and even share with them, this is where I work and this is how the culture is, and I'm just keen to know, what is your culture like, what's your work environment like, because this is one of the prospective companies that I would wish to work for in the future. You don't even need to tell them you are currently going through an interview. You just tell them, I would like to work with you guys in the future. It's one of the prospective companies. So what is your work environment like? When you find unhappy employees, what makes you think you're gonna be happy in that workplace? But if you find people who are happy, who are fulfilled, then that's a green flag. That brings me to the end of the episode. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet done so. Like this content, share it with other people, your networks, your friends, your colleagues, everybody, share it with them, and even press the notification bell so that anytime I upload new content, you are the first to get it. Until next time, see you, Team Elevate.